Hi there, it's Chris Marr from the Content Marketing Academy here, and today I've got a question from Irene. So basically, Irene has been through our content marketing crash course, 10 days of emails. For the last 10 days, she's received an email every single day all about content marketing. It teaches you the principles of content marketing. If you're interested in that course, then check it out at www.contentcrashcourse.co.uk. That's contentcrashcourse.co.uk. And she's been through the course. She said there's a number of things that she's still having to get her head around. But a lot, to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff, a lot of their questions are either answered or you get a lot of questions to be answered from taking action. So a lot of the things that I find with content marketing is there's always going to be questions to be answered, but really it's about doing something about them. So starting a blog or at least starting to publish some stuff. It's really early days for me and I've extremely limited time on my hands. However, I aim to do at least one post each week and I'm starting doing that on LinkedIn. Could you head over there and give me some feedback, which I will do, Irene. One thing I'm uncertain about, I guess, is the etiquette of sharing other people's content in my post. I put a post on this morning which I basically reproduced from an online article which I included the source for. However, does the content have to be original or can it be adaptations of things I have read? Hope this is clear. So this part of our question is all about content curation. So over time we've done a lot of content curation, and Irene, it's a really good question. I'm glad you asked it because there are ways to do this. So for example, say you have read 3 or 4 different articles about a specific topic that seems to be happening in your industry, it's relevant. You could take those 3 or 4 articles and you could create an excerpt from each one, your opinion. You could just create your own summary and put a link to those articles in there and then follow up with your opinion on those articles. Or you could take a blog article that someone else has written or a video that someone else has written and you could create your own summary around that. The one thing I wouldn't do is copy and paste someone else's content. I would try and create my own summary from it. I also probably wouldn't transcribe someone else's video either. Again, I would watch the video. So for example, one of the things that we've done before in the past, if there's a long video, we've taken that video and said, these are the 6 things we learned from this video. Or we've expressed our opinion based on that content, or we've said this is the reason why you need to watch these 3 reasons why you need to watch this video. Or we've taken, for example, another curation ideas. We took 10 blog articles from someone else's blog, 10 of the best, and then wrote a little summary about each one and why they were the best and a link to each one as well. That's all curation. In other words, we're not the original creators of the content, but we're taking that content and we're creating a new unique piece of content from content that someone else has created. Content curation. The best analogy I can give you is imagine the room that we're in right now is a museum. And in order to get people to come and visit our museum, to sell tickets at the door, we need to put someone else's art on our walls. We didn't create the art, the sculptures aren't ours. However, people are paying money to see someone else's content. So the idea is that you are a museum curator. You curate the content that you think is appropriate for your audience and then you put it in your place and you make it unique. So essentially, content curation is creating a unique piece of content from content that already has been created by someone else. I hope that makes sense. So basically, there is an etiquette there, and the etiquette is that you don't rip them off, you don't steal it, but you actually sort of signpost people, your audience, to it through your own content and create something unique from it. A lot of people think that content curation is a way to cheat the game, a way to create content quickly. It's actually not. It's about the same amount of time that it takes to curate. In fact, sometimes it can take longer to curate content than it can to create a single unique piece of content. So content curation is a great idea. I think it's good to have other people's opinions in your content and show that you are an expert by curating the best content from around in your industry. This is probably a really daft question. When people like your post, do you contact them to connect on LinkedIn or acknowledge in any way other than respond to people who actually make a comment? That's a good question. I probably wouldn't be contacting people directly that like it. However, I might leave a comment in there that tags them in a group or something like that and say, thanks very much for reading and liking this article, I really appreciate it. I wouldn't probably go and contact them individually. If someone makes a comment, then you absolutely reply to their comment. You've done the right thing there. Let me see, for example, this is the next part of a question. Also, there is a mention in your emails about giving free ebooks. However, I'm not sure how I'd use this myself. Look, the free ebook stuff is a really good idea if you want to build your email list on your website. So ideally, you want all this, generally speaking, Irene, across all of the things you're saying here, you really need to develop your own website platform if you want to go ahead and do this. That's where the power is, that's where the magic is. It's where you build your list, build your audience, and build your content hub. So I would recommend 100% looking towards having all your content on your own website. So just a rundown and a wee summary here. The questions that Irene had were that she's publishing on LinkedIn. Is that okay? I'm not sure about content curation or sharing other people's content in my own content. So that's content curation you're talking about there. And I've got a few articles about that as well, which I'll put into the description below this video. When people like your post, yep. And do you acknowledge people? Absolutely acknowledge people. Acknowledgement is absolutely key. So not just acknowledging people that like and comment on your content, but acknowledging people that have also created content in your audience as well, and acknowledging the work that they're doing too. So acknowledgement is really powerful, and I highly recommend it. So I hope that helps you, Irene. I hope that helps everyone else that's watched this as well. And if you've got any questions, please email me, chris@chrismar.co.uk. I'll put everything that you need to know in the description section below. And if you've got any comments or questions, you can email me or tweet me at chrismar101. Don't forget to be awesome.